So I'm Beth Beckett. I'm Deputy Head at Isaf Infant School in Risca. And we took on the Monster Phonics scheme last year. So this is our second year of running the programme. No one in our school had experienced the programme. We were conscious that we were a new team and we didn't have a phonics programme that was running at the time. So we looked at various different programmes. A few members of staff had Jolly Phonics knowledge, and we were using that in different schools before coming here. I was read writing, as was our head at the time. So we went for, but price did encourage us to, and enthuse us to this scheme, as did the structure of it, as in the wealth of resources that we could get by trialing this programme. And it's very, very infant based. So being an infant school, the characters we knew would appeal to our younger learners. So they're kind of the reasons that we went down after researching many other programmes. So this is our second year now of running the Monster Phonics programme. So the programme started, well, the training started with an inset day that they came to us, and that was to introduce what's available online. We'd already purchased resources that you don't have to do. So things like soft toys came with it, the flashcards, but all of that is available online as well. So they came to really go through what is available on the online platform for it. But a trainer did come out to the school, and then really it's bespoke for what you want. So they offer a wealth. There's a wealth of training available online. So as a staff and an SLT, we've joined different webinars. Those are available for parents too. So the Monster Phonics team, they're really responsive to our feedback on both the programme itself and any changes that, we felt there was needed within the programme, because it's a new programme, and even in the materials as we went along. So if we needed further support, or we felt we needed further training, we'd only have to pick up the phone or send an email and they would bespoke that training for us. But there's regular webinars that we join. Assessment, something that we've made more to suit our school, but that's an area of what we're working on, is using it as an assessment tool as well. So we don't use any groupings. The programme itself recommends whole class teaching for the year group. And then from your observations through where they're doing their whiteboard work or just their reading of different things that are put in the PowerPoints, the intervention, then you step in as soon as you see children who are not using the focus sound of that day. And then you provide an intervention that same day. And there has been new intervention materials that's come out then for different groups. So if you notice a cluster of children need a further intervention, in addition to the whole class teaching, there are new materials for that. But you can really organise it as to what suits your school. Because I found that if I was taking a lot last year when I did it, I didn't have a TA in a year 2 class. And I found that if I was taking some of those children who hadn't grasped a sound out, I was then preventing them maybe picking up more sounds, because I had a particular child who, there were certain sounds he didn't grasp. But by keeping it in the main teaching and in the class, the whole class teaching, he still started to pick up lots and lots of new ones. It's like he had a block with certain sounds. So removing him to do an intervention group at that time, he would have missed other sounds that he did pick up really quickly. And that was from an observation from last year's cohort.
Yeah.
My gosh, it is plentiful. There's just so much, and every day there's a medium term plan, so a termly plan per year group, and then there's a daily phonics session plan for that with a PowerPoint that matches it. You only have to click on the sound you're doing, the day you're doing it, because we juggle things around, and it's all there. So they have lots of songs and rhymes, some interactive videos as well that the children just love. But we did buy a lot of the flashcards as well, and the soft toys to get the program up and running so quickly last year. But the children, they just love the characters, the songs, the reading books. There's a wealth of reading books that are levelled for the scheme as well, and we've introduced those in guided reading sessions to give a further focus on phonics. But there's handwriting worksheets available to go with your lesson of that day. But you know, that's up to teachers, because in year 2 I keep it very short and sharp as a phonics, a 15-minute phonics section each day. So we don't do the writing aspect of it, because I find that quite overwhelming because of wanting them to write in other contexts in year 2. But even the soft toy characters, they're great to introduce to nursery. But there's assessment materials available. The website is fantastic. It's fantastic. So the assessments, they do, it seems like they do them every 3 or 4 weeks for year 1 and year 2. And it's not just reading, it's writing as well. So at the moment, the stage we're at as a school is, I find the assessments very heavy. So I would spend a lot of time assessing, which would take away further teaching time. So we've chosen not to use it as a writing assessment, because we've adapted it into spelling. So we started weekly spelling. So we use that as our assessment of if they're able to write using the sound. So we use the assessment tracker though for the sounds at the beginning, a before and an after for our year groups.
Thanks.
We used the materials to introduce the programme. So we ran our own workshop on that at the beginning. So the parents came in and could watch a phonics session using it, because we felt it was important they know that if we're saying, oh, it's an angry red A sound, which is one of the monsters, they needed to know what children were referring to. So there was and the Monster Phonics team offered to come in and support that workshop as well, which they did. They came and introduced the scheme in the hall, and then parents went into the classrooms to watch a phonics session. We did trial some reading books as well that they could access online, but it was you have to pay for that, and we didn't have enough uptake or use from that. But we trialled it in the summer term, that they can log in and then access a range of reading material using the Monster Phonics scheme. But as I said, the uptake didn't justify the extra cost of that. But they can access, well, we can, I suppose, when we were looking at the scheme online, you can get like a flavour of it. I would say the characters, it really hooks the children in, and each character is a colour and has got its own story to go with it, each of the monsters. I would say that really hooks our age learners in, because we're an infants only school. The children's enthusiasm and the songs, the videos that we have, it really hooks them in. And we use that from an early age of colour coding to support their reading as well. So and then slowly take that away from them. But I would say it's the visualness of the programme, I would say, with the monsters, and each of them have a story. It really hooks the children in. And the wealth that is available that cuts down on teacher planning time for those short, sharp phonics lessons. The resources available for your environment, for word maths, it's just such a wealth. I don't think we cover half of it, really, because we have invested in it as a phonics scheme, but there is so much available. And being honest, I would say there's things that I miss. No scheme is perfect, is there? It's never a best fit. And there are things with Read Write Inc, which is what I can compare it to more recently, is children often ask me in year 2, what A is it? Or what E is it? And I miss that side of it, that in Read Write Inc you could say, oh, it's, E, what can I see?
Okay.
E, cup of tea. I miss that, which I fed back to the Monster Phonics team, because there is a common question from children in years 1 and 2. They ask, well, which E is it? Which A is it? And it hasn't got that hook massively. Yeah, our data from last year, our benchmark data, and the phonics data that we did, a before and an after. Each child, they've made progress in, if it's not very minimal in reading levels, but there is no child has not made progress. And that's from September to Christmas now, but last year's data, it had a huge impact.